1. You can't escape from yourself.
There's been a slight misuse of the substance.
The well-known aerobics performer Elizabeth Sparkle suffers a terrible blow on her 50th birthday when her employer terminates her. A lab offers her a chemical that they claim will make her into a better version of herself in the midst of her agony. Carolee Fargeet is the writer, director, and co-producer of the 2024 satirical body horror movie The Substance, beginning with producer Harvey abruptly fired Elizabeth Sparkle, the once famous but now faded Hollywood movie star, from the aerobics TV show she hosted on her 50th birthday, citing her advanced age as the reason. Elizabeth becomes distracted by a billboard depicting her being taken down while driving home, which leads to a serious accident. She receives a flash drive promoting the substance, a serum that creates a younger, more beautiful, more perfect version of oneself from a young male nurse during a medical checkup. After giving it some thought, Elizabeth orders the substance and uses the one-time activator serum injection, which causes a younger version of herself to appear from a slit in her back. The substance creates a symbiotic relationship between the two bodies, requiring Elizabeth to switch between them every 7 days without fail, with the dormant body staying comatose throughout. In order to keep from deteriorating, the other self also needs daily injections of stabilizer fluid, which is taken from the original through a lumbar puncture. Harvey promptly appoints the other self, who goes by Sue, as Elizabeth's substitute. She becomes extremely well-known thanks to her new TV program and is finally chosen to host the network's main New Year's program. Living as Elizabeth, she turns into an uneasy hermit. But as Sue, she leads a self-assured, hedonistic existence. In an attempt to prolong the evening's sex, Sue takes extra stabilizer fluid from Elizabeth following a one-night affair. Elizabeth discovers that her index finger has aged more quickly when she wakes up the following morning. The provider alerts her that if she stays in Sue's identity for more than 7 days, Sue will age rapidly and irreversibly, and she needs to stick to the swapping timetable to avoid this from happening again. Even though they share a single mind, both personalities soon come to hate one another and see themselves as distinct people. Sue's success and beauty make Elizabeth envious, and she dislikes Sue's habit of flouting the swapping timetable. On the other hand, Elizabeth's ongoing self-loathing and binge-eating disgust Sue. After a particularly destructive occurrence in Elizabeth's life, a disturbed Sue decides she needs to extract enough stabilizer fluid to permanently remain as Elizabeth and refuses to switch back. On the eve of a New Year's transmission, 3 months later, Sue discovers that Elizabeth's body has totally run out of stabilizer fluid. The supplier tells her that turning back into her previous shape is the only way to restore the fluid. Elizabeth is horribly changed into a malformed, nearly hairless hunchback when they switch. Elizabeth purchases a serum meant to kill Sue out of desperation to prevent her body from being further damaged by her overuse of stabilizers. But still yearning for praise, Elizabeth pauses short of injecting the entire syringe of termination serum and then starts to revive Sue, upsetting their mutualistic equilibrium and rendering both forms completely cognizant. When Sue sees the almost empty syringe of termination serum, she realizes Elizabeth's true intentions and goes into a rage, killing Elizabeth violently before departing to host the New Year's special. Sue's physique starts to gradually deteriorate without Elizabeth. Sue runs to her apartment in a hurry, trying to use the remaining activator serum to make a new version of herself, even though the supplier has specifically barred her from doing so. As a result, a hideous cross between the two types known as Monstro Elisa Sue is accidentally produced. Elisa Sue puts on a homemade Elizabeth Sparkle mask before heading to the live broadcast. The mask comes off as the startled crowd erupts into violent disorder as the creature enters the stage and begins speaking to them. With a microphone stand and a stump on her body, Harvey beheads Elisa Sue, splattering and dousing the audience in blood. Elisa Sue's remains flee the studio and disintegrate into viscera. The original Elizabeth appears, crawls upon her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, looks up at the stars, and then melts into a smile. The next day, a floor sweeper comes in to clean up her bloodied remnants. That concludes our review for today, but the discussion is far from over. For more, leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more videos. Keep the magic of movies alive until the next time, signing off from FK Bytes.